Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law through this channel. I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this, this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades. We do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at MMTLP, and there's been some huge breaking news from the New York Supreme Court, who have just issued an order to show cause against FINRA. So we're going to have a look at details of that shortly. So let's first of all start by having a look at what's happening in the market. So quick headline here from Market Watch, and the big news with regard to banks has been related to First Republic, and we can see here First Republic customers will keep all their money, but the company's stock is worth zero in its current form. So not great news for the shareholders, but it looks like the customers again are being bailed out by the government and being protected. Let's now have a look at the huge news, and first of all, shout out here to Mark R. Basile Esquire. So he is the attorney in question. So in terms of the tweet shared on the left hand side, I'm going to zoom in and have a look. So this is from the Supreme Court of the State of New York, County of New York. We have the judge here, Honorable Sabrina R. Kraus, and there is an order to show cause against FINRA. The petitioner is David Kosani, and if we go down further down, it states, after reading and filing a next verified petition dated April the 26th, 2023, and the exhibits annexed thereto, the affirmation of Mark Basile Esquire dated April 26th, and the memorandum of law dated April 26th, together with all the proceedings herefore had herein. So let the respondent FINRA or their attorneys show cause before the Honourable Sabrina Kraus, who is the judge, Justice of the Court. So this is absolutely tremendous news. This is huge news. The community have been celebrating this today. So I'm going to share with you reactions from Mark shortly, who was on a space chat earlier. So further down we can say, pursuant to CPLR 3102, compelling the respondent to turn over the blue sheets relating to the MMAT and MMTLP security. So as far as I'm aware, Mark is not representing MMAT. He is I think representing MMTLP in terms of this particular litigation, but there is a link. So obviously there is a request for MMAT as well. So let's have a look at the second image, and we can see here parts B and C. It says, pursuant to CPLR 3102, directing respondents to preserve all evidence relating to the MMAT and MMTLP securities describing herein. So if anybody is at FINRA and is destroying evidence, you will be in breach of this court order. You must not destroy evidence. You must preserve all evidence, and if you don't, you will be in contempt of this court order. So please preserve all the blue sheets. Please preserve all the evidence, including email correspondence, because Sabrina B. Kraus will be requiring that. So part C, granting such and further relief that the court deems just and proper, sufficient, cause being alleged, therefore it's ordered that that served of the order together with the papers upon which it is based by overnight mail on or before May the 5th, 2023 will and shall be deemed good and sufficient herein. So dated the 1st of May 2023, which is today. And another point of interest at the bottom, it says here, opposition, if any, to be served and filed by May the 19th. So that's the date that FINRA will have their eye on. So they have to respond to this by May the 19th, 2023, and reply, if any, by May the 26th, 2023. So we now have some key dates. So in my opinion, FINRA will be scratching their heads. They will be speaking to the lawyers and thinking, what a fine mess. How can we get out of this? I'm now going to share with you some notes taken from Space Chat from Busy Brands. So shout out here to Busy Brands, and the great news here, Mark was on there earlier today. So I have taken some notes. I'm just going to share with you some of the correspondence and conversation that was taking part in this space chat. So this is purely from Mark, and he stated here that he received email notification today saying that FINRA needs to appear and file opposition by May the 19th, and it has to be a reply by May the 26th. However, I think on there it does say, yeah, May the 19th, May the 26th. Mark will then appear in court in person, so that's his objective. He's not going to obviously leave it to anybody else. He will be there in person. Judge has the power to order the release of the blue sheets. So if Sabrina is not satisfied with FINRA's response or defence or arguments, then she does have this power. However, the reasons for not releasing will be known, so it will be publicly available. FINRA have been sent this information. First time we could get an explanation from FINRA why they are not releasing the blue sheet. So the other thing that was discussed, will be a public hearing. People will be allowed to attend, and obviously if the information is shared, then that will be information that is in the public interest. So in my opinion, I would also say that any news and developments from this case will certainly be helpful for Rosa and the Richard Hoffman case in particular, especially regarding the blue sheets and discovery. So again, blue sheets, the release of the blue sheets will be huge, and the other thing that was discussed, if they don't release the blue sheets, then and the judge's order, they will be in contempt of court. So from the FINRA point of view, they are likely to possibly appeal, or they are likely to drag this out. But obviously, as an MMTLP community, we do have a movement, and in one of the reasons why we're looking at the blue sheets is in the previous video I looked at the importance of blue sheets. Blue sheets will justify any transparency. They will look at the DNA of the actual trading and look at if there was any underhand dealings, any manipulation, and it will also potentially give us an idea if there were synthetic shares and naked shorting as well. So obviously FINRA now have to come up with answers, so we may well get closer likely to FINRA coming maybe with a resolution, and as an MMTLP community, and I think the most common resolution that everybody wants is 2 days of trading with close only positions from the shorts to close their positions, and obviously otherwise FINRA need a very, very good argument. So they have provided arguments to Rosa, but these arguments are going to be different, and again, it's going to be interesting how they reply. Now, I'll get some instant reactions from some of the community. So first of all, here from John Berder, and he states here, huge deal, great work, Mark. This will certainly turn up at the heat and spread this far and wide. So yes, we have been spreading this far and wide as much as we can. So next shout out here is to Junk Savvy, who stated, breaking news, New York Supreme Court judge orders FINRA fraud to appear in court and argue why they refuse to release the blue sheets. The 19th of May, written arguments due. 26th of May, rebuttal. 30th of May, oral argument. So, and then the next shout out here is to Ham, who's stated here, blue sheets will expose all the scumbag naked shorts. MMTLP will have the answer by the end of the month, how big and who it is. So remember, MMAT was also mentioned, even though MMAT is not actual part of the litigation, but it is linked with our play here. And finally, Meta News, MMAT News said, very good news. Judge realizes there is an issue and orders FINRA to appear in the Supreme Court. FINRA either has to release the blue sheets or explain why they can't release them. The truth will come out, but I think what FINRA may well do is use the usual delaying tactics, possibly appealing this and trying to get as much time as they can to clean up the mess or come up with a solution. And finally, just to finish off by having a look at some other developments, so shout out here to Syntax, who stated, I would really love to pick Patrick Byrne's brain with regard to finding counterfeit shares, and awesome to have a relationship with the MMTLP and MMAT community. So good news here, Patrick has responded and said he will do a space, so really look forward to that. So if anybody's not aware, Patrick, his background, he's in Overstock, OST, so this is a stock that had significant parallels with MMTLP situation, so that should be very interesting as well, and to get an insight from him. And finally, just to finish off by giving a shout out again to Mark Basile, and he's now saying good news with regard to Mullen Automotive. He's saying putting Mullen on active radar. We already represent GNS and MMTLP shareholders and other clients, including the stocks mentioned there. So again, market manipulation has to stop, and underhand dealings also have to be dealt with. So we look forward to developments here from Mark as well. So finally, thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.